Turkmenistan. It may appear tiny on the world map, but inside a completely different universe exists. On one side, endless deserts. On the other, endless rules. And most striking of all, absolute silence. Turkmenistan is one of the most closed countries in Central Asia. Its connection to the outside world is nearly non-existent. Traveling is difficult. Getting news is even harder. People live without stepping outside the boundaries drawn by the state. The capital, Ashgabat, looks like a dream city built of pure white marble. It holds the world record for the most white marble buildings per capita, but this lavish facade stands in total contrast to the real lives of its people. Wealth is on display. The people are hidden behind the curtain. In Turkmenistan, the state means the leader. The cult of personality that began with Saparmurat Niyazov still continues today. His successor, Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov, positioned himself at nearly a prophet-like level. He placed his own statues, name, and books everywhere. His book, Runama, is taught in schools as a subject. Anyone wanting a driver's license must first pass a test on Runama. This book has surpassed even scientific facts. Because here, what matters is not knowledge, but belief. The leader's portrait is everywhere, on newspapers, in schools, even on the sides of mountains. This is not affection, it's obligation, because obeying the leader is the first condition of citizenship. There is no real opposition in Turkmenistan. Elections are just for show. Ballot boxes are placed, but the winner is already known. Elections function not to reflect the people's will, but to measure loyalty. That's why people may vote, but they hold no hope. The internet exists, but barely. Access to foreign websites is banned. Even using a VPN is a crime. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp are nearly impossible to access. State media is one-voiced. News only reports positive things. Words like crisis, disaster, or criticism never make it to the screen. Reality exists only as much as the state allows it. Even taking photographs in Turkmenistan can be dangerous, especially of government buildings, military structures, or the leader's image. A single wrong photo can lead to serious questioning or even arrest. Even tourists must be cautious. Civil society organizations are virtually non-existent. Organizing is seen as a potential threat. Gathering without permission may be considered illegal. Society is built not on individuals, but on the system. Everyday life in Turkmenistan is surrounded by invisible rules. Speaking loudly on the street or chatting with a foreigner may be monitored. The concept of secret police is very real here. Everyone may be watched by everyone. Foreign press is entirely banned. Journalists within the country operate under tight supervision. Sharing information with the outside world without state approval is seen as treason. This makes accessing real information nearly impossible. What the leader says holds more weight than reality. Berdimuhamedov's love of horses can become official policy. Horse races, festivals, and performances are centered around this passion. The state turns the leader's hobbies into national identity. Economic data is not disclosed. Inflation, unemployment, and poverty rates are hidden. Most of the population struggles to make ends meet, but the official narrative shows no problems. There's a vast gap between real life and official statements. The country is rich in oil and gas, but this wealth doesn't reach the people. Resources are controlled by the state and benefit only select groups. This deepens class inequality even more. In the next chapter, we will explore the social life, prohibitions, and daily experiences of people in Turkmenistan. Before we move on, if you've watched this far, thank you, friends. If you'd like to support us even a little, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. And if your budget allows, support us via the join button so we can create more content like this. Thank you in advance. In Turkmenistan, social life is literally built upon rules. If you're planning a wedding, you need government approval. Even the wedding time, type of music, and number of guests are regulated. The state even monitors celebration. Satellite dishes are banned in homes because foreign broadcasts are not allowed. Only the content approved by the government is accessible. Even watching TV is filtered. Alcohol consumption is heavily restricted. In some cities, it's completely banned. Serving alcohol at weddings could be a criminal offense. Anything outside the state's desired lifestyle is not encouraged. Young people can't date, use social media, or gather in groups for fun. Even love letters could get you flagged. Eye contact itself may be misinterpreted in some places. Privacy is irrelevant. Obedience is what matters. The rules for women are even stricter. Clothing, hairstyles, and even makeup can be regulated. Those who don't comply with state-defined moral norms are warned. Social pressure acts like an invisible wall, especially for women. People are often forced to do what's right for the state, because one wrong move can mean being blacklisted or losing a job. People don't take refuge in the government. They take refuge in silence. Speaking out is dangerous. Silence is survival. At official ceremonies, everyone wears the same outfit. Students in schools and civil servants at events all line up in identical clothing. This isn't a symbol of unity. It's a tool of control. Diversity isn't celebrated. Only one voice is encouraged. Art must glorify the state's ideology. Independent artists are virtually non-existent. Even a painting that contradicts official doctrine can be banned. It's not creativity that gets rewarded, it's loyalty. Books are censored as well. The list of banned publications is long. Even some history books are labeled inappropriate and removed. The past can only be learned as much as the government allows it. Everyday life in Turkmenistan takes place in silence. Political conversations are avoided, even among neighbors. No one knows who might report them. Mistrust has become the foundation of social structure. Even music is monitored. Rap, foreign pop, metal, most are banned. Only traditional Turkmen music is permitted. They even want to control rhythm. The impact of social media is nearly zero. There's no such thing as an Instagram influencer, because Instagram doesn't exist. Young people are disconnected from global culture. Even Google cannot update its map of the country. Some regions remain blacked out. The country is left in the dark, not just physically, but digitally. It's as if they've chosen to be invisible, even on the map. Foreign tourists can only travel along approved routes. Walking around without a guide is prohibited. Even taking photos requires prior permission. Visitors are not trusted. The business world is under full government control. The private sector is very limited. Appointments, salaries, and promotions are determined centrally. It's not success that matters, it's loyalty. Unemployment is high, but no official figures are shared. Many young people want to work abroad, but getting a passport is extremely difficult. The doors to the future are tightly shut from the inside. The healthcare system is inadequate. Modern equipment is lacking in hospitals. Poor citizens struggle to get treatment. Yet on state television, everything appears flawless. State TV broadcasts hours of footage of the leader each day, reciting poetry, riding horses, listening to music. No matter what the people's concerns are, only one face dominates the screens. This isn't news, it's non-stop propaganda. Even children are indoctrinated at an early age. In schools, they memorize the leader's words. They're taught not to question, but to repeat. It's not education, it's obedience training. In the next part, we'll explore Turkmenistan's foreign relations, economic fragility, and the people's quiet hopes for the future. Although Turkmenistan is closed to the outside world, the world watches it from afar. International human rights organizations describe it as one of the most oppressive regimes. But the government turns a deaf ear to all criticism. The slogan, "Our own path, our own truth," overrides everything else. The country's foreign policy is extremely limited. They claim to follow a principle of neutrality, but this neutrality really translates to isolation. Foreign trade, diplomacy, and cooperation are all very weak. Despite its energy resources, Turkmenistan faces economic fragility. The system is heavily dependent on oil and natural gas exports. When prices fall, the economy is shaken. Alternative sectors are underdeveloped. State projects are flashy, but unsustainable. Massive buildings, expensive ceremonies, and unused stadiums. These image-driven investments have taken priority over the people's real needs. There's spectacle, but no substance. Hope for the future lives quietly among the people. Young people want change, but they cannot express it aloud. Fear has become the strongest barrier. Even dreaming might draw unwanted attention. The number of people wanting to leave the country is rising every day, but getting a visa, a passport, or simply exiting the country is very difficult. The government keeps the doors tightly shut to prevent brain drain, but the hopes of those left behind are shrinking too. Access to technology is limited, and the flow of information is nearly zero. While the world rapidly digitalizes, Turkmenistan is standing still. This leaves the younger generation far behind in global competition. A society cut off from knowledge cannot see its future. The people of Turkmenistan have been living under the same regime for years. Silence, submission, and inwardness have become habits. But from an outsider's perspective, this situation seems unsustainable. Because the more pressure builds, the harder the eventual rupture. In Turkmenistan, the people are silent, but the world speaks. The country ranks at the bottom in press freedom and is among those where freedom of expression is non-existent. This creates isolation both internally and externally, and isolation always leads to fractures. Still, the possibility of change always exists. A single youth, a single idea, a single courageous voice can start the waves. But first, one must step out of the shadow of fear, because silence is freedom's greatest enemy. Turkmenistan may be closed, restricted, and under oppression today, but history has shown us, no regime lasts forever. The human spirit seeks freedom under all circumstances, and that search may one day open a new chapter. If you've watched the video this far, congratulations. Thanks to conscious viewers like you, these silent truths come into light. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and contribute with your comments. See you in the next video. Take care.